Hello and welcome to the paper one video. I want to go over this paper and read over it as I would in a face-to-face class to clarify, make sure you understand where we're headed with this. There's kind of a lot of steps and some particular requirements, so I want to make clear what my expectation of this paper one is. Remember, you're having two papers. The other is going to be an art gallery or museum or something of your choosing where hopefully you're going to go out and see something I guess, in person, I guess would be the easiest way to put it, and critique it in some fashion. We'll deal with that later in the semester and you'll have plenty of time to do so. This paper is in relation to the Edward Burtynsky video that you hopefully watched last week. Edward Burtynsky is a photographer, Canadian photographer, and hopefully got a good background on who he is from that video. What we're going to be doing is sort of taking some ideas from your reading that you're going to be doing this week and applying it to a paper that you're going to write, actually two one-page papers you're going to write over the coming 2 weeks. Let's quickly take a look at, and we'll go to week 6 here. So week 6, you're going to watch the week 6 video. That's in relation to the quiz. Read chapter 5, which is a very important chapter, sort of beginning to sort of evaluating art. And in particular, the sections, one called Art Criticism and Contextual Theories, and then most importantly, it's a very sort of short passage, Evaluating Art with Words. I'm going to go over that in a little more detail here in a minute. You're going to complete your paper 2 over the coming 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to do this. This is due on the 13th, right before MEA. So you have a little time to mull over, potentially rewatch that video, go through the website, and pick the 2 images you're going to do. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're going to be doing for paper 1. So it says, using the Evaluating Art with Words steps on page 92, write 2 one-page papers on 2 Edward Burtynsky photographs of your choosing. So let's talk about this in just sort of plain English here. You're picking 2 photographs and you're writing a page paper on each of those photographs. 2 photographs, 2 full-page papers, okay? One photograph will be 1 full page, another photograph will be another full page, okay? The photographs can be found via the link included in the week 6 module. I'll show you that in a second. You may pick any photograph from any of his projects. You may use any relevant background from the video you watched last week to inform your evaluation of these artworks, okay? So to review, 2 photographs, okay? 2 full-page papers, 2 full one-page papers, okay? So a few things to consider in relation to evaluating the art with words. That's on step 9 or page 92. The first, and I sort of skipped the first step in that, which is called get the facts, but because that's pretty straightforward. It says get the facts. These include the name, the title, the date, the medium, the size, the location. Describe the work using as many facts as you find. If you're looking at a reproduction, it's important to clarify its medium and size. This is going to be your first paragraph of each of your papers. This is a photograph by Edward Burtynsky. It's called this. It's part of a series. It is this size. Okay, you're not going into color, what it looks like at any point. This is called the sort of facts. This should be an easy paragraph to write. It should be shorter, I would say, than your other paragraphs. Okay, now, the things to consider. It says in the analyze step, it has to consider medium and chapters 6 and 14. Please disregard this step and concentrate solely on what formal elements did the creator use. See chapter 3. Okay. The idea behind this is we haven't read those chapters 6 through 14, and I don't think we're going to read them all. I think they're a little too specific. I want you to concentrate on what formal elements did the creator use. And this says see chapter 3. Chapter 3, if you remember correctly, was talking about visual elements, talking a lot about things like line, things like space, color, all sorts of things in relation to how you sort of would describe a work of art. Okay, so another way to sort of think about analyze is describe. How might you describe things in terms of color? Is there anything in relation to figure ground? How does line play into it? How does mass? How does shape play into it? I would go back and review chapter 3. Again, implied depth. I'm just flipping through it now. Mass, organic forms, geometric forms. You're describing it in relation to these formal elements. Okay. Again, disregard this what it says about to consider the medium. It's photography, and you're going to describe that in the first paragraph. Now, it says under evaluate, and again, I'm back on page 92. You are to choose one of the 3 types of art criticism described on page 88 through 91. There are 3 ways to do this third step. Please use the contextual theory defined on pages 90 through 91. The idea here, and I'm going to read from the contextual theories, is critics use these theories to look at environmental influences of the work of art, the economic system, the cultural value, even the politics of the time. The idea here is that you're sort of critiquing this in the current day. We're not talking about an artwork that was made, in 1892. I wrote this sentence here. This seems the most accessible and relevant approach in terms of these type of photographs. Most of these photographs you're going to be looking at on the Edward Burtynsky website have been made in the last 10-15 years. I would consider that sort of relatively speaking current day. So using this approach to sort of that third step of evaluating, I think, is the most relevant. Okay. Next, it says each paper should be 1 full page in Times 12-point font and single spaced. There should be only your name at the top, nothing else. There should be 3 distinct paragraphs that outline the 3 steps in evaluating art with words. Okay, so let's review that in a sense. Okay, first paragraph is going to be your get the facts. Again, I'm on page 92. State the facts. This is going to be a shorter paragraph. Step 2, paragraph 2 will be analyze. Okay, I'm going to reiterate. We are going to concentrate solely on the formal elements. This is where you describe, oh, there's this color. There is a complementary color scheme. There is a monochromatic color scheme. I don't know. You're going to have to go back and look at chapter 3 and use those ideas to describe, and in this case, or what we'll call analyze the sort of visual nature of the work of art. Your third paragraph is going to be evaluate. Okay. And the idea here is that you're going to be using this contextual theory to sort of talk about what in the sort of modern day these photographs might mean. On step 3, it asks all these questions. It says, is it innovative? Does it move your feelings? Does it express a particular time period of an artist's personality? Does it communicate social vision or cause? Is it ravishingly beautiful or challenging to the eyes? You do not need to answer every single one of these questions. For a particular photograph, you might want to pick 1 or 2 of these. Is it moving your feelings? Is it challenging? Definitely a lot of Edward Burtynsky's photographs are challenging. So please keep that in mind. I'm going to sort of review this one last time. 2 papers, each 1 full page each. Each paper should contain 3 paragraphs that coincide with the 3 steps of evaluating art with words on page 92. If you have any questions, please email me. I'm happy to sort of clarify this, but I wanted to do a little video so it was clear what you were doing. Okay. Last but not least, I'm going to go to Edward Burtynsky's website. You're going to see a lot of the photographs that he talked about in the video you watched, China, shipbreaking, urban mines, oil. This water series is quite new and wasn't sort of spoken about in the video, but you're welcome to do any of those photographs as well. So if you were to click on an image right here, here we have an image from the shipbreaking project. This is where your facts are. Shipbreaking number 9A, Chittagong, Bangladesh, 2000. There's your facts, okay? And you're going to sort of understand those facts by clicking on each of these projects. To me, it looks like we don't have size, so it doesn't. That's not necessary to include. But in this case, it's going to be, the name of the photographer, Edward Burtynsky, uranium tailings, number 5, Elliott Lake, Ontario, 1995. Okay, those are your get the facts. Then you head into your other 2 paragraphs, which are going to be the analyze, and then the 3rd paragraph, which is evaluate. Okay, questions, concerns, please email me. I'm happy to clarify. This is an important step in sort of moving from a simple regurgitation of facts or understanding of concepts to sort of taking those concepts and applying them to works of art. Again, questions, concerns, please email me. Again, you have 2 weeks. We'll have a separate sort of exercise, probably a discussion or quiz next week. So keep that in mind in terms of timing, but you do have 2 weeks to do these papers.